Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast?
Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm going to edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
Yo, I know y'all ain't playing skee ball. I'm trying to go to bed.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah. Charles,
You gonna say words?
we made it through two trilogies.
2 whole fucking trilogies.
And we start the third. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Been ready.
Alright. I feel like it's not gonna take as long to do these ones. Because they're not as good as the first 2,
Well, sure.
to me. I feel like you might agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my first note on this one is this one's really feels like a recreation of, like a modern day recreation of 4.
Yes. I agree.
Like that little Maz Kamada bar,
Yeah.
that equals Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yep.
Star Killer Base equals Death Star.
Yep.
Jakku equals Tatooine. Rey equals Luke. BB-8 equals R2.
Absolutely.
Kylo Ren equals wannabe Darth Vader.
He wishes.
Obviously, it has its differences here and there.
But it's basically modern day.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's accurate. Like the sidekick, the main character,
Right.
all of it.
Yeah.
Her finding out she has the Force. I mean, it's the same way Luke found out he had the Force. Like,
Yeah. Just a lot of. I mean, you know, in a way, it's kind of cool because it's like homages to the original one, but also to me, it seems like, hey, just make your own shit.
yeah,
You know, George Lucas was talking about how he basically just let go of the reins on all this when he sold the company, and this was not, you know, the story that was going to be told if he would have done it. I believe the comments in the article I wrote. I saved the articles, but I feel like some of it dives into the next 2 movies. So I feel like the articles that I found are more for, when we get into episode 8, episode 9.
right.
More so episode 9, probably. That'll just... It'll help more in the capping off of things, so we'll kind of save that. But I know one of the lines he said was that it's not just a movie about spaceships and lightsabers and blasters. It's a movie about... He said it's a soap opera. You know,
Yeah.
and it's about, you know, these people and, you know, all this other stuff kind of happens anyway, or just as a result of all these things, you know. So he said this was more. He said he felt these were more movies about just straight up guns and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know that it totally went away from that kind of thing. I mean, I still feel like it was about people a good bit.
It's still kind of, well, yeah, it was still kind of Star Wars, but it was like in its own way.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it wasn't like the shit we were like used to or like grew up on. It was like definitely different.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike The Force Awakens.
No, I didn't dislike it.
I did like actually enjoy watching it, mostly because I felt like it had a lot more like silliness to it, like comedy involved in it. I definitely think the new trilogy did a pretty decent job with like some of the comedy and that they actually included into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike this trilogy. It's just, I don't know. When I watch the first trilogy, it makes me want to watch the second trilogy.
Yep.
When I watch the third trilogy, it makes me want to watch the second trilogy.
Yeah.
I think those are just the best representation of what Star Wars is,
Yeah.
and that's just what I want.
Absolutely. 1 through 6s.
So, I mean, I these are important to the story,
Yeah.
you know, but
If they never made them, would I be
I'd
genuinely
have no
upset?
problem.
I would not be genuinely upset now.
No problem.
Because the
with that.
first 6 were just
Yeah,
That
it
was
told
it.
the story.
That was-
I'm fine with that. And now this whole thing where some other, evil empire rises from the ashes and fucks everything up, then it's kind of...
Even worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because there was such a big gap between The Force Awakens and...
Enough time for Han and Leia to have a whole grown-ass kid.
Yeah. Like, episode, 3 came out in 2005, something like that. And The Force Awakens didn't come out until what, like 2012? Maybe after
Oh, I thought you
2012?
meant within the story.
Oh,
I'm
well,
just-
yeah, but it was
Okay.
just the gap in between them.
Yes.
Like, I was like, in my mind, it was like, if it was such a good... It did really good. Like, the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I felt like, in my personal opinion, I felt like it took a lot longer to get to that next set of movies, but at the same time, it's like, I'm glad that they waited because, like, the CGI and stuff got, like, phenomenally better.
Yeah.
Like, leaps and bounds.
I mean, that's the thing with the new trilogies. For sure, it's
Aesthetically,
visually
Yeah.
the best movie.
Aesthetically,
The
it's-
best
yeah,
movies you can watch Star Wars
For
wise.
sure.
Is any of the new stuff.
For sure.
Visually is just phenomenal.
Like, I thought 3 was, like, really good. Like, 3, when you think
If
back
you
on
go
it, it
back
was,
and
like,
watch 3 now, though,
it
it's very
pales.
obvious.
It pales
Like,
in comparison.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's
watching
still a
it-
cool fight at
For-
the end,
for sure.
but it's you watch the compared to any of the shit in like this movie
Yeah.
visually, and you're like,
It's a huge difference.
there's no competition.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that the scene just in it's all of the stakes,
Rules,
the stakes there are just so high that obviously the scene's better than
Right.
anything here, but yeah.
I feel like that was probably one of the biggest things they focused on was, like, making sure that shit came out, like, really, like, good aesthetically.
Right.
Because they're like, we have a legacy to live up to. We got all these people that are going to be like, if this shit comes out looking half-assed or not much better than, like, episode 3,
Mm-hmm.
and you have, like, all this time in between, they're going to be like, fans are going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't realize how much the graphics, like the CGI and stuff, had grown from 3 to 7 until I watched 7, like, not yesterday, day before yesterday. And it was like, I was like, damn, I thought 3 was, like, phenomenal.
Right.
Like, out of all the first 6. And I was like, watching this one, and I was like, god damn. Like, they did
Yeah.
a really fucking good job. So
Yeah.
I give them props. I give 'em
Oh,
props.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so it was First Order. They kind of more ruthless, would you say, than
I
the
definitely feel
Empire?
like-
Or do
yeah.
you think they're about the same and they just probably didn't have the... Well, for one, I mean, censorship, you think, in the
Yeah.
70s, 80s, right? It's probably a little heavier, so you don't just show people
Getting massacred.
getting massacred on a random planet by
Yeah.
troopers. So maybe they're equal.
I definitely feel like they're still
But
just
they-
as, like, ruthless, but I feel like that now they just show that ruthlessness.
Yeah.
more. Like they annihilated, like, entire planets. Like,
I
in this
mean,
movie.
5 at a time.
Like, and it was, yeah,
They
like,
just
they
said-
didn't bat an eye. Like, the people, like, running the controls were like, oh, you said fire?
Yep.
Like, and that was it. Like, 5 planets.
No
5
problem.
full planets gone.
Gone. They just kind of...
Like-
Kylo Ren just...
Yep, just watch the
Sweet.
fucking shit just fly across space. I was like, this dude's kind of cold-blooded.
Yeah, it's more than that.
He's also kind of a crying little bitch.
He's a very crying little bitch. Kylo Ren was mocked by Poe, which I do love that first scene. That's your first introduction to Poe, is the whole deal where he goes, he's like, oh, so who talks first? Do I talk first? Or
That
do
shit
you
was
talk
actually
first?
mad funny because it
And then
did
he-
remind me of you.
And then he like says some shit, and then he's like, sorry, it's kind of hard to hear with all the...
the mask and everything.
Yeah.
He did remind me a lot of you in that moment because I could see you with that comedic relief.
Yeah, you just got to make light of the situation.
I
right?
mean,
You
you
just
have
gotta-
to. Like, you're strapped to a chair, like, inside of a fucking ship, whatever it was, and
Right.
you got Kylo Ren, who's supposed to be, like, the second most evil person in the galaxy, like, in your face. Like, you're going to tell me everything I want to know, and you're just like, it's like, first of all, I'm gonna piss you off, so I'm just gonna make sure you know that now. But
Yeah.
also, I know we've talked about him before. Oscar Isaac,
Phenomenal.
phenomenal
Great guy.
actor.
Yeah.
It definitely sucked that you didn't see his skills as much in this movie, but like when Moon Knight came out, man, like that shit was like
Yeah, to go in and out of those different dudes, all like he did,
like
it
drop
was
like the
just-
drop of a hat. Like it was just insane. And it going and watching Moon Knight and then watching this after watching Moon Knight made me appreciate him more.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, now I know what he's capable of as far as an actor.
Yeah.
And BB-8. I love BB-8.
Yeah, BB-8's interesting. He's the newer version of R2, essentially. Such personality with him, which is interesting. You know,
His little
he's
fucking
got
thumbs
his
up
little,
thing.
yeah, the little lighter,
The
that
little
does
lighter
thumbs up.
thing that did the thumbs up, I was like, yeah, that shit's gold.
And he's so interesting that he's got those head tilts,
Like a
but,
dog.
you know, because everything, yeah,
Like a dog, yeah. He's like a
Yes.
dog with the head tilts.
yeah. It's interesting because everybody fucking got glued. I remember that was the new thing with the kids. BB-8, BB-8.
Yeah, and I'm like, you guys don't know shit. R2 is still the
Yeah,
still the
R2's
OG.
still the dude. Yeah,
He's not a snitch.
yeah.
Nothing.
But yeah. Again, can we get subtitles for BB-8 and R2?
So like, I don't understand how Finn was able to just understand.
Well, he did.
And like Ray, like he didn't. Okay, so he didn't understand, but like Ray was like just
Ray spoke fluent.
fluent.
droid.
Like she just spoke fluent BB-8, like
fluent.
off the rip. She's like, oh, that guy stole your owner's jacket. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go beat him up. Like it was just so like I was like, how in
Yeah.
the fuck do y'all understand these droids? 3PO, I get it, speaks English.
Yeah.
Cool, I fucks with that. But
Well, he got fucking in the ship. I love he had a version of "Bitch Please" where he goes, "Droid, please."
oh yeah, he
Okay.
he
He's like, I don't speak that.
him and Finn's relationship was pretty funny though, because like he's like lying the whole time about
Yeah.
being like part of the rebellion and like
Well,
BB-8's
BB-8
like
looks
he's
at
just
him
like
immediately.
yeah, he's just like wait
When
what
he goes,
like,
he's part of the rebellion, and he's like, "Psh,
yeah, he definitely had that like what the fuck are you talking about like.
I've never seen this motherfucker in my
I've
life.
never seen him before a day in my life, sir. But it was funny when he was finally started getting him to like cooperate, and he was like, "Just go with the fucking lie," like.
Tell her, BB-8.
And then he fucking tells her, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, and then BB-8's like, the little fucking lighter thing. That shit had Tiv laughing for like 10 minutes. Like it was
Lighter?
just, yeah, it was just like the simplest fucking thing. She laughed
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes. I laughed for about 10 minutes because it was actually kind of funny.
It was fun. BB-8, yeah, all his mannerisms and everything, and when he's like bouncing around the
Ship.
Millennium Falcon, and he finally just like
It starts attaching all the
I was
cables
like,
and
okay.
shit. He's like, all right, we're good now.
I mean, 'cause, yeah, you're a ball, so it's like
That is true. R2
just
didn't.
gonna go everywhere.
R2 didn't have
I
those.
think
problems.
R2 just put the brakes on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got quote when they're escaping the base, Finn and Poe.
Oh yeah.
Stay calm. Stay calm. I am calm. I'm talking to myself. And then the TIE fighter's still tied down.
Yeah, their escape from that base was.
Didn't go well. Wasn't much of an escape because they got shot down.
It was not much of an escape because they got shot down. They got shot down in the silliest way though. Like they were like arguing about something, so he wasn't paying attention to like shoot the rockets or anything, and it was just like they got hit and then it crashed, and I was like, buddy,
It's a mad to Luke Skywalker. Ah!
like I was just like, you guys. But the way that I saw that escape going, I was like, that definitely seems kind of like how I would envision us trying to escape from somewhere. You know, like we're just like, all right, cool, we're gonna do this shit. We know what we're doing, and
it's
then it
tied
just
down.
absolutely doesn't fucking work the way it worked. Like we,
Get a car started, and then like there's a boot on it.
yeah, it just wouldn't work the way that we think it would. Like in
Yeah.
our minds, like in our minds, we have this flawless plan,
Yeah.
and then it's just right off the rip, it's just fucked.
And then, so they start shooting up the bay with a TIE fighter.
Mm.
You got one Wilhelm screaming there. That's the only Wilhelm screaming.
And the whole
Yeah.
movie.
Of course, there could have been one and I didn't catch it. I'm open to that. But
Now I'm gonna go back and watch it just to pay attention to that.
classic dude faking what he is to impress a girl, because why be upfront with people?
Yeah. Okay, so
I like when Han's like, Mr. Big Deal.
Oh,
Start
yeah,
calling
he's-
him Big Deal.
Han, it was actually kind of funny because Han was like, he knew.
Oh,
You know what I
knew
mean?
right away.
Like right off the rip, he was just like, listen. Like he's like, in all my experience with women, which is Han Solo, he probably was running through women. Put his Santa do-rag on and dash through these hoes, but he was like, trust me, they always find out. Like I was
Always
just
fine. Listen, Big Deal.
I was
Yeah.
like, but so John Boyega, the dude that plays Finn, I actually watched him in a movie like years ago.
Yeah, Force Awakens.
No, it was before Force Awakens. It was
Oh.
several years before Force Awakens. Because obviously he's from the UK, but he was in a movie called Attack the Block
Okay.
or something like that. I watched it with Ian, like at his parents' house, like way back when we were like maybe fresh out of high school, probably still in high school. And I was like, that was the first time I saw him. So seeing him again in this movie, I was like, huh, like I recognize that face.
Yeah.
And then he was just silly. Like the whole fucking movie was just silly, and I was like, I like it.
Yeah. Real quick, if we can just pause this real quick. Because. Yeah, just had to check that real quick. The old. Not like the old storage thing. But, yeah, so. Yeah. Finn. Of course, there's the fun scene. Invade the Empire. Very exciting scene. You know, Millennium Falcon getting its first drive in a while.
Doing what it does best.
Doing what it does, invading the, or not the Empire, the First Order.
Fuck the police. That's what they like.
Invade the
Millennium
police,
Falcon
yeah.
does best.
Millennium
Fuck the
Falcon
police.
saying, fuck the police. And, there's a little overacting from Finn there. Oh, wait, you were telling, was that the whole story?
That was it,
Just
yeah, no, that was it.
Just he's in a movie, okay. Yeah, a little overacting from Finn after they got excited, because they're excited and they're like, oh, right? And then the pipe bursts and she's like, oh, help me with this quick. And he goes, whoa! What's going on? Okay.
Yeah.
It almost sounded as if, like it was it was just thrown in later.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, they do that with stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it seemed, I don't know.
a little excessive.
It just seemed out of place,
I agree.
A little overacting.
I agree. I think his character is supposed to be like dramatic as shit, like in this movie at least.
Yes.
So
That's true. When she's
kind
looking for parts and he's like, this.
Yeah, it just seemed kind of
The one I'm
fitting.
pointing
He's
at.
just like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, yeah. So I definitely think that it could have gone both ways. But I definitely think I was kind of thinking what you were thinking, where it was just like, okay, that was like a little bit much.
Dial it back.
Yeah, dial it just back to 10, not 11.
Yeah. I'm glad to see Han hasn't changed a bit.
No, that fucking
Still just getting in trouble, hanging out with Chewie,
double crossing everybody and their
double
mom.
crossing people.
I do like how they kept his outfit kind of like.
Exact same.
Exact
That's what I mean.
like,
Good to see Han hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, like I mean the blaster, the holster, the outfit, like Chewie with the ammo belt and the crossbow. Like it was just like seeing them in this movie the first time seeing it. Did we go see it at the same time? Or what? I want to say we did.
That I could not tell you. I don't remember. I know I saw Force Awakens in theaters. I don't know when or who I saw it with. I know that I saw The Last Jedi on Christmas Eve with Luke when he was sick, and we wore Star Wars pajama pants. And he was pissed off when we were leaving that theater because he was cold and he was sick. And he said, in his words, I'm fucking stupid, I'm fucking sick, I'm fucking cold.
Sounds
and he
like
was just
Luke.
yelling at me the
Yeah.
whole time, so I was like,
It was
okay.
just mad the whole time. Okay, so then we definitely saw the first one together. We definitely saw the
That
first one.
sounds right.
It would make a lot of sense because we've seen so many fucking movies together.
Yes.
More than I can count or remember.
Yeah, I think the earliest one I could think would be Chronicle,
Yeah. And that was...
where you lost your wallet
Yep.
in the movie theater.
Yep. That was at least a decade ago.
Yep.
At least.
Because I was 16, so...
Oh, so it was probably been...
Almost 11.
Almost
well,
11 years.
11 years in fall, yeah.
Almost
'Cause I'll
11
be
years.
27 in
Uh,
a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, likely we saw that theater, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, seeing it in theaters
So,
the first
yeah,
time.
for us to be alive and Han Solo to be on screen. Because
Yeah.
we were not alive when Han Solo was on screen.
Originally, no, yeah.
Initially.
I mean, our parents were like 10.
Young.
Ish.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, but seeing him again for the first
For
time...
us to actually see it for the first time, it's, it's not the same, but it's like, oh, hey.
It was really like... But it was very nostalgic.
Mhm.
Because...
Because you know the movie's back in front.
Yeah, like, I mean, I grew up I saw 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. So for me, it was like Harrison Ford, like Han Solo. Like I was like, that's
He's the dude.
Yeah, like he was the dude. And seeing him again on the screen in a new Star Wars, all these years later, it's like I was like, man, like this is gonna be great. Like I was just like in my mind, that's just how I saw it. I was like, he's gonna be great.
Yeah. We're gonna take off at light speed. Is that even possible? I never asked that question until after I've done it.
He's just like,
So,
he's just balls out
Good old
with
Han.
he's just balls out with everything he does.
I do like when he's talking to everybody and he's like, you can't trust that guy. And he's like, well, why don't you ask him? And he's like, hey, good to see you.
Yeah, the way he tried to play that off, I was like, yeah, he's still
He's still just
Han,
Just older.
Still ain't shit changed. He's old as dirt, but he's like, ain't shit changed. Some people
Yeah.
just don't grow out of that. He's one of those people.
Don't mind my dogs barking. My wife's home, and so,
She
they're
didn't
just
take her
gonna, and she just won't fucking come in, because I don't know what women do before they just get out of the car. It's like, hey, just get out of the car.
Apparently 55 fucking things before they come in the house, because the dogs are freaking
I
out.
don't know if they have an office set up in the car while they're driving. I'm not in the car when women are driving alone, but apparently something's going on where it's going to take forever,
To
and then
get-
the dogs are going to freak out forever. So it sounds like she's come in because
Finally.
fucking women, right? Alright, so here we go. Where are we? Han hasn't changed a bit. Is that even possible? Finn's looking for shit when he's trying to help Chewie. He definitely pulls out the little laser ball that Luke trained with in 4.
Yeah.
So just, like I said, just ton of just
Pain,
You know.
respect.
hat tip into 4.
I wonder if
Yeah.
people didn't realize that.
I mean, I'm sure there's the casual viewer that, is just like,
Not nerdy like
Yeah.
us when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, you got that with any series. I mean, I'm sure there's people that watch Star Wars that don't just get into all of it. They just watch it and they're like, oh, that was a fun movie.
Right, just watch
and
it to
I'm
watch
done
it.
now,
I hate that.
So,
Not that, but I hate that I'm so like
I hate when people aren't like me.
I hate yes.
You guys
I hate
want to
it.
start a cult?
You're wrong. No, I get too into shit that I like
Sure.
that. So like Star Wars, I'm like I got like way too into it. Like to the point where I'm like finding myself watching like YouTube videos on like the lore and stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
why am I watching this? Like, and then I think about it, and I'm like, 'cause it's fucking cool. That's why. But then I'm like,
Right.
but this is nerdy. Like I was like, this is like, but it's fine.
What's nerdy? I mean,
It's just a title.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. I
people
mean, you
put on
can be a sports nerd. You can be a
I mean,
car
Henry Cavill.
nerd. You can be a, whatever.
That's the
Like,
name.
Yeah, Superman?
Yeah. Like, he's into, like, he plays, like, World of Warcraft and builds his own gaming PCs and shit. Like, he's,
Yeah.
like, nerdy.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like you get too into anything, anyone can call you a nerd about this, a nerd about that. It's like, what the fuck's
It's
nerd?
It's kind of
like,
silly because it is funny that you say that because it is silly that people, like, title it that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you got all these, like, famous athletes, like Megan Thee Stallion is not an athlete, but she's a celebrity. But, like, apparently she likes anime. And it's like you got these like UFC.
Right.
There's a UFC fighter. He likes anime. There's like a
Oh.
basketball player with like a tattoo of like Naruto's seal, which is from an anime. And it's like people call that kind of shit nerdy, and then it's like you got all these different people that are
It's because they don't think it's cool, so they want to degrade
just the
that
little
thing.
people.
And it's like, hey man, what if I don't think fucking you're like, you know, I mean, now granted this is a terrible example because I'm really into football, but it's like, what if I don't think football's cool? It's like, oh, you fucking,
Yeah.
you know, football, you know, like, you know, it's just what don't fucking just
Title people.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking
so you're insecure
uncultured
about
swine.
yourself.
Yeah. Right, Dakota?
You guys are some fucking nerds.
Yeah,
So
no,
is Dakota.
Dakota tries to shame us. I can't do Star Wars. I can't do Star Wars. Like he had to separate himself as hard as he could from it. Be a
Which is
total
why
dick
he's
about
sitting
it.
several feet from us.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not appearing. I'm not appearing in this. He's like, I'm a cameraman. I'm like, we don't even have cameraman. What?
We don't even have a cameraman. And the audacity. My son has
Just
a fucking middle name.
to be-
and you can't even sit over here with
To
us.
be fair, kind of feel a little awkward just sitting here and not having anything to contribute to the conversation
That's
No, it makes
on
sense.
camera.
It's
So I'm kind of a little bit
good.
off camera, making sure that your
Yeah.
memory thing doesn't happen. Too much
Yeah.
midget porn on your
Right.
phone.
Yeah.
the fucking post you tagged me in the show is so silly.
Been fun, guys.
It's been fun. It's been real, but it ain't been real fun.
And I'm not going to stay in frame when
And
I
I'm
talk
not gonna
about
stay
Star
in frame
Wars.
that long. Wait, were you sitting on my phone this whole time?
No.
It's on this chair.
No, I was sitting on the edge of the seat.
Oh, I was like,
That's why I was leaning. Well, that's why I was like leaning on you.
okay, yeah. I mean, you-
I don't have the core strength to float. Sorry.
how wild would that be though if he just sat over here and was like, and it was just
It's like that
floating?
Chris Paul commercial where he's like, you know, I got it. And they're like, they're doing the photo
Yeah,
shoot thing because
yeah.
Trae Young's like jumping, and he's just like, it's like, on the court, baby.
Yeah, I was like, all right, commercials,
Commercials.
wild.
Which we need some.
Ship my pants.
Shit my pants. We do need commercials.
Yeah, we need
Anyone wants
sponsors.
to advertise with us?
Sponsors.
This message brought to you by Tribe.
Xbox?
Microsoft, baby. That'd be dope as fuck.
Alright. How would Kylo Ren have the Vader helmet?
So, okay, my
He
mind
was-
went entirely different.
He was in his dad's testicles.
He wasn't even a wet dream running down his daddy's leg. yet.
Exactly.
So, yes, how
When
the
that
fuck
helmet
did
was
he
burned.
acquire
Would
that?
Luke have saved it? That's the only thing I can think of.
That-
Luke's like, but here's the other thing.
They had the helmet on him, and
Why would
they
you-
burned his whole body. So that means that part of his skull would still be
Still in
inside
the
of
helmet,
that.
which is
That's
kinda
where
fucked
my
up.
brain went,
Yeah.
because I was like, that was on him when they did the fucking
Yeah.
cremation, right? So I was
Which
like,
again, Jedi's with their live cremations. It's like, what are you doing?
just bury the man. Let him
Uh,
become part of the earth.
Yeah. But the whole, just the like. So would Luke have saved it? Maybe because like he made up with his dad right before he died. At
Maybe.
least he did at some point. But and then wouldn't Luke be telling if he saved the helmet? Wouldn't he be telling a story like of the end of his dad's life? Of like how he turned. Like he in the end he supported, like he saved him from the Emperor.
Mhm.
And helped. In essence, saved
Yeah.
the rebellion. and-
Now hear me out. This could also be a possible alternative, right? So Luke and Leia discover their brother and sister. Well, like Luke knows and kind of goes on about it, but that's when they really like talk about it in episode 6. What if Leia was like telling her son all the whole like story about what she was told from Luke,
Yeah.
and then he was like, oh, and then when he just became evil, he just went back to Endor to look for
Right.
it.
So yeah,
You know, doesn't seem
Yeah.
too far fetched.
but I don't know, man. Like it seems like he's not looking for that till he's a adult. He hears about it as a kid. So then, I mean, fuck. I don't know Kylo Ren's age. And we're not gonna take the time to look it up.
No,
But
it's not important. He's a bitch.
he's not old, and he is a bitch. Just like you can't lose a fight to the first time lightsaber fighter Even
if you do, that says
even
a
if you,
lot.
Even
about
if
your
you
lack
are
of skill.
shot.
It sounds like a lot. It says a lot to your lack of skill, for sure.
Even
But-
if you are shot. I mean...
But to be fair, since Rey is a Palpatine, it kind of doesn't surprise me that they kind of like overpowered that shit.
Whoa! Spoilers, bruh.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Time out.
We're not even to 8 yet.
Go ahead and.
Pretty sure it's not even revealed until 9, if I remember right.
Well, yeah.
So... Anyway.
Now my question is, because Finn was better with the lightsaber than Rey was. In this one, the first time we saw it,
I would not say that.
I think that he was. They were both cabbage. First of all, let's just be honest.
I mean, he got his ass handed to him by Kylo, and he got his ass handed to him by that fucking clone trooper.
But Rey also has the Force, and she's been slowly using it, so she does have a little bit of an advantage. But do you
Right.
think in this first one, did you think that maybe he was going to be Force sensitive?
No.
No.
I
I
don't
wondered.
think that for a minute.
In the first one, I kind of wondered because I felt like the movie was focused around him.
It was, but
Because-
that was more of a redemption story.
Yeah, I didn't
Of,
think of it
evil
like
can
that.
be good, but like I don't think that.
I mean, yeah.
I think I don't know. To me, they always made it very Rey centric.
Yeah.
And she even had the attire.
Yeah, she did have like a
You
Jedi
know,
robe
like-
kind of attire.
Yeah, even though she like had no idea. Why desert? Is everybody always dressed like that? I mean, it's sun protection. I know, like that's why people wear hoods and shit. In the desert.
Yeah.
So little sun protection. I get it.
I mean,
It always looks hot as fuck, but
hey, Egyptian cotton's super breathable, so if it can keep you cool and out of the sun, but also help you with not retaining too much heat.
you're gonna die if you get sunburn in the desert. So
Yeah, and then at night, it's probably gonna be nice and decent. Just, not letting all that cold air freeze you to death. The desert's cold as fuck at night.
right.
But I don't know. I guess I just probably drew the wrong thought from the movie. Like I thought it was about. I felt like this one was centered a lot around
It was
Finn, but
yeah.
that was just what I drew from it at the time.
Okay.
I was kind of just like, is he the one that's supposed to be like end up being like a Jedi or something? Because I was like, I don't know what they're pitching me here, but also I'm retarded, so.
Okay. So Rey gets captured. Other detail. That was the other question. So how would Kylo have got the helmet? And then, if that's Luke's lightsaber that they find at Maz Kamato's place,
Which
Should've
doesn't make
been green.
sense. It should have been green, not blue.
unless for somehow
But he said it was
it's
Luke's
recovered from the
father's.
Cloud City.
He said it was Luke's father's, which because I was like, Anakin's lightsaber got lost in 5 when he got his fucking hand cut off.
Yes.
So I'm like, how did y'all find it?
Well, because
But-
I didn't remember them saying Luke's father. I heard Luke.
They said it was
Luke
Luke's.
Skywalker's
They said it was
lightsaber.
Luke's, and then his father's before him. The lady, what's her
Right.
name? But my thing
I
is,
thought she was saying he was a Jedi and his dad before him. So, I don't know. It could have been either one. We can.
I think that my thing was with the whole like lightsaber deal. If it was Anakin's, because technically, and this is just part of like that nerdiness I was talking about, where I dive into the shit. Like, Anakin had a blue lightsaber, so if he would have kept that lightsaber the entire time, especially as he fell to being Darth Vader, realistically he can corrupt the crystal, right, with his hatred. So he can the kyber crystal, like he can turn it to where it's like no longer like a normal crystal, which is why they become red.
Oh.
But they can also be purified, which is why like Ahsoka's in The Mandalorian is like white, because she's purified a red lightsaber crystal. Does that make sense? So if it was his dad's and he purified it, realistically I would think that it'd be white. But if it was actually like Anakin's original lightsaber,
You got real close to hitting that stand.
yeah, I was just moving the chair. Sorry. But if it is Anakin's lightsaber, then I mean somebody fucking maybe it's the janitor dude from
Yeah. He's
from the
super
Robot
smart.
Chicken ones. He just
Anybody
swept
want
it
this?
up.
Anybody want this? Yeah.
Hey guys, I found this thing. I don't know what it is.
Or maybe we have no backstory on Maz Kanata. Maybe she lived in the Cloud City when that happened.
Or maybe she was the janitor.
Or she was the janitor. We still gotta do Robot Chicken. We'll do it.
Robot Chicken's gonna be good. I can't wait to do that.
Alright, so yeah, there's that. Rey gets captured, Leia and Han reunited. Action scene awesome. 3PO hasn't changed. Big fight on whatever that planet is that Maz
Star Killer
Kanata's on.
Base. Oh, that planet.
Yeah.
That was a nice looking planet. Like, I thought that was a very scenic location. And I told Tiff, I was like, how cool would it be to, like, live somewhere where you had, like, that as, like, just free reign. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't really care too much for, like, woods and stuff. Like, I prefer, like, the wooded areas
Sure.
versus, like, the beach. Sand is fucking gets everywhere.
I like four walls.
Obviously,
inside.
yeah.
Don't care what's going on outside. Just as long
But
as
if-
my power's
if-
on and my
if-
internet's working.
Would you rather have a house, like, by the beach or, like, a house closer to the woods? Like, if you had, those were your only two options.
Whatever's cheaper. I really don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't like sand like that. It's like, I don't even like going to the beach.
No, I mean, you know.
Tiff's like, why don't you like the beach? She's like, I want to go to Florida and shit. And I was like, fuck with Florida, bro.
Well,
God damn
we're
it.
poor people. We don't get to go to the beach.
We are poor people.
So, alright. So, the scene was cool. If you watch Finn, like, you know, that clone trooper hands his ass to him.
Oh, yeah.
But when he gets shot, that fucking baton goes up and it never comes down.
Mm.
Just, you know, me being a cunt. And then, but otherwise, this movie was pretty good as far as that stuff goes.
Fight scenes were good.
The scene where Han and Chewie come out, and you know Han just does the no look.
Oh, yeah. Fucking she's the dude.
And then Han going, "Can I try that?" And then he blows some shit up real quick. And I like this.
He, like, looked at it. He was like, I see why he likes this.
It's like in all these years you've never.
Never once
Never
decided to
fired his
shoot
gun?
his
Oh,
fucking
that's interesting.
crossbow thing, which in Battlefront, that thing was dangerous.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else you want to hit on that planet?
Starkiller Base.
Not in Starkiller. We're still on
Okay. no.
whatever that planet's called. I just want to hit there. Because mine was brief. That was literally when Rey gets captured, Leia and Han reunited. Action scene also. 3PO hasn't changed. Love it.
How pissed would you be if you ran like a fucking cantina, like Maz did, and it was like just completely fucking annihilated?
You know.
Like, I mean, it was like a nice looking like structure. Like, I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool looking building, and then it just turned to fucking rubble. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
how pissed would you be if you're like, I spent
All
1,000
because
fucking
goddamn
years.
Han Solo came in here.
all because Han Solo showed up?
You should know. You should know. If Han's coming in, just, hey, man, look.
Yo, your homeowner's insurance better be top tier.
You got the liability.
Oh yeah, God forbid you only have liability.
Alright, so we figure out Rey has the Force. She gets in Kylo's head when he's trying to get in hers. She gets the guard to let her go.
That was
Two
gold.
funny moments there. And to drop your weapon. And I'll drop my weapon.
That shit was so fucking silly. But also,
And then
Kylo
Kylo walks
like a
in.
bitch.
Freaks the fuck out. Starts doing guards! And then those two dudes come around the corner and he's like, hey, no. And they turn around and walk away.
Oh, when he started just destroying shit.
Yeah, the clone troopers come around the corner
Yeah,
and they're like,
They're like, mm-mm.
nope. And then they just walk out. That was good. Again, with the little bit of comedy in there.
She really did make him look like a bitch in that scene, though. I was like, bro, how are you like
Oh, I mean, he left disturbed.
for
Yeah,
Force sensitive? But he's like had the Force for all these years, trained under Luke, and then it's like this chick's had the Force for like 2 days, and she's already like,
I don't even think I think that's her first, like, discovering.
yeah, like that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay,
She
you know what I
discovered that
mean? Like-
she's been aware of it for
Isn't
like
that-
24 hours.
I don't even know if she really. I mean, if you think she has that weird moment when she goes and touches the lightsaber,
Yeah,
you know, but I don't know that she really knows
what it is.
what's going on, and so. But I think when Kylo's like trying to like infiltrate
yeah,
her
that's
head,
when she really becomes aware of it. So
I mean, because she's aware of like Jedi.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
she's like, oh, you're Han Solo. Like, you know, she's
Yeah,
aware
she
of,
knows like all about him,
the
and like Luke
fights and all that.
Skywalker
Yeah.
is like a legend to her, and so she's been. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of been aware of it for like 25 minutes, and then just like
Yeah.
already.
Well, I mean, Kylo fucking like force paralyzed her in the woods there.
okay, that was kind of cool though. Like,
Yes.
Like, how cool would it be to just be able to like force
Very-
shut people up like that?
Yeah. Power easily abused.
Oh, I told Tiff,
Probably.
I was like, I would abuse the fuck out of that shit if I had it.
So that's all. Yeah. He came out of that scene looking like a bitch, like you said.
He's got unmanaged like rage issues. Like when he freaked out and
Kind of comes with being a Sith. I mean, Darth Vader was force choking people left and right.
well,
you know.
his was like channeled. Like Kylo's is like, oh, you guys lost.
So
him?
you're
Let
calling
me-"
just random homicide, channeled anger.
Yeah, but he's Darth Vader, so I mean, it's kind of like that's part of his nature.
when
Kylo's like a child though when he
when that
gets
dude's
mad.
telling him about how the droid got away,
Yeah, and he fucking
and he's-
lightsabers the thing,
and then
all
he's
sorts-
like anything else, and that dude's like, oh fuck, there
yeah,
is more.
yeah, he was so paranoid to like say something.
And of course, chokes him and shit. But
Him destroying the
just-
thing with his lightsaber was like, that shit was like
I,
silly.
I like his comment though, where he's like the droid stole a cargo ship.
Yeah.
Like, well, it had help from a. What?
Oh man, I would hate to. Could you imagine have worked even worked for like the Empire or the First Order? Like,
Yeah.
I would want to do like the least risk job, the lowest risk of getting like forced choked or just shot. Like I
I
would.
mean, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I would, yeah. Like, could you imagine just fucking sweeping the floor and like you come in at this wrong time and Kylo Ren just fucking
You do this, they're having a meeting, you're like, Shh.
I
just
would
shut the door.
close the door so fast.
Yeah. Alright, so they develop their plan. Finn lies, says he knows how to shut down the reactor, or whatever the hell they're shutting down. And, he's like, well, use the Force. Han's like, that's not how the Force works!
God bless Finn.
So then they're infiltrating, and then that first stormtrooper's like, hey! And then they take him out hard.
He got lit the fuck up. Like, I was like, I've never seen somebody get hit so hard.
Again, what's the point of stormtrooper armor?
It's just there aesthetically.
Yeah, it's like
There's
not
no
helping
purpose.
anyone.
There's no purpose.
They just get fucking penetrated by lightsabers. They get shot by blasters. There's no
It doesn't
reason.
do anything.
There's absolutely no reason for
You
them to
get
have
killed by
anything on.
fucking teddy bears with like little stone
They got
clubs.
fucking rocks.
Yeah, like
Ah!
it's,
Like what?
there's nothing protecting you.
So much tribute to 4. They're like, hey, throw in a trash compactor.
Yep.
And then that final flight as they're flying through to get to the core, and of course it's like that again, that flying through what we
Fucking
had
channel.
channel. We had no better name for it in 4 when we were saying the mechanical canyon.
Yeah.
Just flying
Mechanical
again,
canyon.
but it actually looked good this time.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it did. What
didn't
they
look
did
bad.
in '77
It was impressive.
was incredible.
Very.
Like the way that it was a whole table setup. I loved the special features, but I didn't do this because it's just gonna be like, yeah. So we told the computer to do this. Like,
It's all like.
I'm sure it's all very cool.
Coding and green screen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all very cool, but to hear how they did the old shit is really cool. To me,
Yeah.
that's why I researched the shit out of special features on the first or the
The
3
trilogy.
original movies. Whereas the first trilogy and this trilogy is going to be a little less unique in what their methods. So
Now, just real quick, I want to say something about what you said about Finn saying use the Force. Like, the way he said it was so... I was like, in my mind...
Use the Force.
I was when he said that shit, I thought about it the other day. I was watching it, and he said that shit, and Tiff and I started laughing. And I was like, he's confused, but he's got spirit.
He's got spirit.
He's confused, but he's got spirit.
It's like okay, so so when I was a kid, I'd be like, Dad, let's order pizza. My dad would be like, well, you know, we're trying to be on a budget here. Let's not just order pizza, you know. And I'm like, well, can't you just write a check? You know, because I'm a little kid. I don't know what checks are, you know. And he's like, well, that's not how that works. Like
Anymore. Weren't you able to write checks for fucking pizza and stuff before? Like paper checks?
No, I mean, like, I didn't understand that, like, you're using money. Like, I
like
just thought,
you're still
like,
using
a check.
money, like it was just like a...
Like, I didn't know what the fuck a check was, you know? I was just like, you write a check, you know? You write a check, they give you the thing. I don't know.
I owe you later.
Right. So, I don't know how it works. He's like, well, that's not really how that... Like, you know, I still gotta have the money to do the check. I'm like, yeah, just write him a check. Like, it's like you don't get... That's Finn. He's like, well, write a check. You know? We'll use the Force.
Yeah. God bless that kid.
Death of Han, Kylo gets shot. Yeah.
That was the first time Chewie's aim was absolute shit.
Yeah, I mean, he could have got him in the head, but he was pretty far away, and he got him in the side, and that's why he lost to Rey. So, you got to think Kylo Ren at full strength is going to just slaughter Finn and Rey.
At this point, yeah.
And with all the rage he's got going on, he just killed his dad. Like, it's all...
He's got to be going through like a roller coaster
You
of
did
emotions,
think,
though.
and dude, he had a roller coaster of emotions that whole time he's on that platform. You know, because I think he was about this close.
He was really close to hand a lightsaber over.
But it could have been an act. I mean, do you think it was all an act, or do you think he was actually that close?
I think he was actually that close.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, his dad, like his
I think his
parents-
intention the whole time was to do what he did.
Yeah.
But I think he was
Once
close.
he got there.
Yeah.
Once that opportunity presented itself, he definitely was, like, hesitant. And I think that was, like, the only... Like, one of the only ways that he would have turned. Because, like... And I know this is, like, later on, but, like... The way he turned later, it was just... I thought his dad would have had more of an influence. Or his mom.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he hesitated with his mom.
Yep.
So I think that he definitely was, like, kind of already on his way of being hesitant. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, I can fucking do this. And then, like... But that was just, like, a front to... what the fuck is his name?
Get past Snoke.
Yeah.
We'll cover more Snoke stuff. I think we wait to do the whole... Because the
Where did
whole
Snoke come
lore
from?
behind...
I don't know where he came
I think
from,
it's
and
better
don't
discussed if we just wait till 9, because it's, like, fully explained, and it's... Like, I have a link to an article there. I think it's just better... Like, because that's the thing, is they didn't give context. I didn't like that you had to wait to find out. Like, pretty immediately in 4, like, you knew, like, oh, Vader. Like, he's Anakin, yada yada. I didn't think you really needed to know about the Emperor, but as far as the Snoke guy, we're 3 trilogies in here. Or we're 2 1/3 trilogies in here. Like, I'm gonna need some info
Some
on
context.
this Snoke guy, and we do find out. But I think we'll just save it for 9. I think that's a little better. We'll just cover what's in here.
That's good.
Let's not start thinking about our next meal while we're still on this one.
I'm fat.
I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm just saying, you know.
That's how I live my life, baby.
Anyway. Yeah, the flight, like, shouldn't have beaten... okay, things I've already said. Shouldn't have beaten the Sith in our first fight. I guess he was shot. Convenient he only got grazed in the face with a lightsaber, not just dead. I mean, he should have been dead.
Yeah.
I think. I mean...
I agree. That would have solved our problem of that whiny little bitch.
Whiny Kylo. And then interesting that Leia wouldn't have gone to see Luke, I thought. And I think that Luke would have been a little more unkept. I mean, obviously, you expect Mark Hamill to just Be fucking.
Do what he does best.
Do you expect Mark Hamill to just grow everything out for like, years and years? I mean, I get it. Maybe he takes out the light. I don't think he has any lightsaber with him though. So it's like, what is he doing for upkeep? Is he got a sharp rock that he's
Probably.
like?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, how else would you have done it?
Yeah.
I feel like a lightsaber is a little bit too close for comfort.
Not if you're one with the Force, bro.
I mean, yeah, probably right.
Okay. So you got anything? Just on that last thing on
Starkiller Base, man. Starkiller Base was impressive.
Yeah.
I will say that, like the comparison and scale to the Death Star was wild. And my first thought was, how long did it take for y'all to build that? Because it was like the entire fucking planet.
Yeah.
Was like, that's enormous. Like that level of firepower from that thing was insane.
Right.
I just want to know how long it took them to build it. Like
Great question.
to me, that shit had to have been like getting built like when the first Death Star was getting built.
Right.
Because
that is what makes you wonder what the era time is.
I mean, it's
time between
obviously
eras.
it's obviously enough time for Leia and Han to grow kind of old, and their son to
apart.
grow old and grow apart, and then their son to grow into like an adult.
And grow evil.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could see it realistically happening after the Death Star got destroyed the second time. And
Just the start of.
yeah, like as soon as that happened, there was like, God fucking damn it, we gotta build something bigger. They keep blowing this shit up, like.
And they fucking blew up again.
Yeah, and then they blew it up again.
It is funny because you have these awesome things in both.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 of these movies, we're like, oh, fucking Death Star, oh, fucking Death Star, oh, fucking Starkiller Base. It's like, they just keep blowing it up.
It's like, how in the fuck y'all keep building shit that gets blown up all the time?
Yeah.
So I get it.
It was fun. I mean, yeah, everything on that, running around the inside of there. A lot of it was fun. Han approaching at light speed.
That was kind of dope. What a flex on his
And
skills,
of course,
though.
like the classic movie rule of like, oh, well, it's only, the ship only explodes in a crash if we want it to explode in a crash,
Absolutely.
barring plot circumstances.
But
So,
we can fly through about 156 acres of trees,
totally fine.
about Mach 6, and we're good.
No big deal.
Structural integrity, 10,000%.
It's the Millennium Falcon, dude. Come on.
That's fucking brainless.
What the hell's an aluminum falcon?
What the hell's an aluminum falcon?
Alright, so I'm just ready for my review.
That's fine. Jump to it.
Upon rewatching, I like it more than I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
I still give it a C,
Okay.
because if I'm comparing it to the others in this series, I want to watch the others more. And just with all the mimicking of the first 3 a little bit. 4, 5, and 6 is so much better to me. And no context for Snoke, which
Bugs me. Bugs
happens like way later. But again, like if we're entering this new trilogy, I just want info now. I don't want it
Having
to
to
be
wait 2 whole fucking
2 more movies later.
is, yeah.
And Kylo is trying to recreate Vader. He's bad at it.
Yeah.
It's a C. I like other movies better, but this is still fun.
His outfit's whack.
It's still a fun movie. If you were waiting on more Star Wars when this movie
Yes,
came out, you were
absolutely.
still excited about it, unless you were
And it was
just being
still-
a little dick about it.
And it was still fun to watch.
It's still a fun watch. It's still Star Wars. It's a good time. I just give it a C.
I'd go with a 7.6.
And I do reiterate that just because I give something a bad rating does not mean I don't like it.
Yes.
I can think a movie is bad and
Absolute
still
cabbage.
like it.
Absolutely.
Just because it's a bad rating does not mean it's a bad movie. Or doesn't mean I don't like it. Just because it's a bad rating doesn't mean I don't like it.
Exactly. Like Suicide Squad for me would be like one of those movies where it's like it was fun to watch, but overall as a movie, it was not great.
Right. Exactly.
But no, I would give this one like out of 10 stars, like a 7.6, 7.7. So it'd be like C plus roughly. because once again, it is Star Wars. It's fun to watch. Of course, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it. Do I think it could have been better? Sure, but it gets better. You know,
Yeah.
slowly but surely.
There's better Jedi stuff in the next one.
Yes.
You know, so
All of the best Jedi stuff of this trilogy was in the second one.
yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, so we're done here. At the time this podcast comes out, it will be next week. Will be James Bond. You Only Live Twice. So no video for that, just audio. Sorry if you're a viewer and you're getting into us. Hopefully. But yeah, so that's The Force Awakens for this week at Cons and Crisis 1 on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube or Spotify or Apple or whatever. If you view, if you listen, whatever. And email us at consandcrisishotline@yahoo.com. And we thank you for viewing or listening. And we will talk to you next time.